What's good, YouTube? This is TM Pyro, and welcome back to the channel. Yes. Back for another review, but before we start the review, I just want to take a quick shout out to the legend, Terry Funk. RIP to Terry Funk. The news just broke. I think it was yesterday. Sad news. The wrestling community lost a legend, but it's all good. He did his mark on this business. He will be remembered as a GOAT. And that's all you want to go down for. At least when you go out, you always want to be remembered as doing the things you love to do. So appreciate Terry Funk and RIP. Now, Dynamite or AEW Fighter Fest. Last week was AEW Fight for the Fallen, which was a pretty bad show. But this week was the go home show to All In. Got to do an All In prediction video. That's coming soon. And they did all right. It put some, I like how the wrestlers on this show really put emphasis on the All In show being literally the biggest show of all time for them. And like MJF, Sit Down, the Will Ospreay and Chris Jericho, they did their thing. Darby and Swerve did their thing. It was all right. It was all good. We started off with the Elite Carry On, My Wayward Son theme hits. They get their entrance, and the Juice Robinson and the Gun Club, they come out. Bullet Club Glow. Jay White is also with them. And they making their entrance. The Elite jump them at the start. The bell never rings. They get into a big fight. Everybody's paired up with somebody. Juice Robinson got Kenny Omega in the middle of the ring. He's about to hit him with a steel chair. Rick Knox, the referee, grabs it. So Juice Robinson lays out Rick Knox. And he, of course, takes a bump. Kenny Omega gets Juice, but here comes Jay White, and now he's beating on Omega. Now they got the 4v3 advantage on the in the Elite. But they get the advantage back, but then here comes Takeshita. And Takeshita comes out. Now he's beating on Kenny Omega. But out of nowhere, here comes FTR, and they make the save, and it's a big brawl between FTR and Bullet Club Gold. And the Young Bucks join in on the brawl. Now we just got Takeshita and Kenny Omega in the middle of the ring. So I think they might be leading to Kenny versus Takeshita at All Out. Maybe. That's probably most likely. Kenny teases a one-wing angel and after hitting the V-trigger. But, of course, Takeshita slips out of the way. And him and Kenny stare off. They promote the trios match on Sunday. And we finish the segment. 10 minutes, 12 minutes. Not that bad. No match here, just angle. Yeah. It was okay for what it was, I guess. Does it make me any more excited for the trios match? No. It's not really nothing they can do. Hangman and Ibushi wasn't there, so I don't know why Hangman didn't come out. Is Hangman not traveling? I know CM Punk was there. I don't know why wasn't Hangman there tonight, but it was all good. It was okay. Bullet Club Gold and Takeshita versus the Golden Elite, or the Elite, I guess. And we'll see. Next, we get the sit down with Renee and MJF. And MJF had this kind of like a red lighting. So they were trying to play tricks with the lighting and the way the questions were asked. And of course, Renee is trying to talk about how big is this all-in match. And MJF is doing a great job putting it over. Like, he's talking about how, how we need to talk about how the wrestlers who paved the way for us. The Bruno Sammartinos, the Triple H's, the Undertaker, the John Cena's. Like, we need to repay those respects. And on Sunday at Wembley, I'm going to be main eventing in front of 80,000 people. And Renee asks if he's nervous. And MJF was like, you know, the old MJF would have said, nah, I got this. But I turned over a new leaf. And I am a little nervous. It's going to be 80,000. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of pressure. But I'm going to be walking in as AEW champ. And I'm going to be walking out as champ. And Renee played us this video package of MJF and Adam Cole not being on the same page, you know? Like the video of MJF wilding out Adam Cole pushing him. Like, what's that for? So trying to tease the tension a little bit. Okay. I see what they doing here. It's not bad. And MJF says that, you know, him and Adam are boys, and they gonna do what they do. They gonna fight, but at the end of the match, they gonna hug it out, because that's what bros do. And that was it. Really baby facing it up for MJF. We'll see how the match goes. Next, Rey Fenix versus Jon Moxley. The crowd was... I've never seen the crowd so into a goddamn mid-card match before. Like, I'm sorry, but they were loving this match. Loving Moxley. Loving Phoenix. Let's go Moxley. Let's go Phoenix chance. I'm like, golly, the people in the front row wouldn't even sit down for the match. I'm like, yeah, these AEW crowds are different. And they was loving this match. Me personally, I wasn't really feeling it too much. And I know Rey Fenix is about to get written off of TV because Tony Khan confirmed that Rey Fenix is not going to be on the card. So I guess I should never been looking at Twitter. Because then they would have at least made this match a little bit more enjoyable. But I knew something was going to come, and Moxley was definitely going to win. Which he did with no. He hit a super paradigm shift off of the top rope. And Rey Fenix kicked out at 2. I'm like, oh my God, why? Immediately just to get choked out. I guess he wanted to show some heart. The best thing about this match is Moxley didn't bleed. Congrats to Moxley, not bleeding. And he actually had a pretty good, decent match with Rey Fenix. It wasn't that bad. I watched it, trust me. Wasn't that bad. After the match, here comes Claudio and Yuta, and they're about to, get that heat spot, right? Phoenix off. They got crowbars for some odd reason. And they finally strap him down. But here comes, who's out to make the save? Here comes Kingston. And who's with Kingston? I think it was the other Penta and Kingston. So Penta and Kingston come out, but music hits and no, and then Ortiz come out. So we're like, is that Ortiz? What the hell is he doing here? I haven't seen Ortiz in months. I'm like, what's that, Ortiz? And then music hits, and then Santana comes out, making his return. All the way since Blood and Guts. Now, I don't remember much of Santana and Ortiz, but outside of that feud with Chris Jericho, remember the breaking up of the Inner Circle, and I guess the feuds the Inner Circle had. Now, I don't remember much of them individually, and then Tony Khan is bringing them back to throw them in another multi-man match. I didn't understand why they were joining the BCC, but then I did remember Ortiz and Eddie Kingston were teasing something. I remember that a couple months ago, so maybe they playing off of that. I don't know. They didn't go back to this. Like, at least have BCC cut a little backstage promo after taking out, because they eventually hit what's his name, Rey Fenix in the face with the crowbar. So doctors came out, So they could at least show the little promo of the gang, BCC, Moxley, Claudio, and them, and Santana, like, yeah, Eddie Kingston, we coming for you this Sunday, and something. But no, they didn't say nothing. We'll see. They probably gonna show something, probably on Twitter. They got a little exclusive. They might have something. I gotta go look for it. God damn it. AEW always making you go look for shit. So that was it. Ray Phoenix is getting written off. So I'm guessing they just gonna do the 5-on-5. I just see people who's gonna replace him. I don't know why they gotta replace him. It's simple. They got Moxley, Claudio, Yuta, Santana and Ortiz versus Kingston, Penta, Orange Cassidy, and the two best friend goons. What's 5-on-5 Stadium Stampede? There's nothing wrong with that. Next, also, when did I tell you that? Did I say FTR and the Young Bucks? Yeah, I said the FTR and Young Bucks came out and they saved them. So I'm gonna go to the sit down interview. Well, no. I'm gonna go because next was Chris Jericho. Renee was interviewing Sammy Guevara, asking. Well, she was gonna ask why did he do it, but of course, in AEW fashion, here is 2.0 with Daniel Garcia just completely stepping in the shot. You know, they was right there the whole time. Can Sammy Guevara at least say something before he gets cut off? No, he got to get cut off immediately by Cool Hands Angelo. And he says, look, what are you doing, Sammy? Chris is not a good person. You seen him. He tried to join Don, but he got turned on. And Sammy's like, nah, Chris is a good man. He's just looking out for friends. And him and Don, they was together for 30 years. That's good friendship right there. When you behind somebody that long, you tend to stick with them and you tend to do some bad things. And Angelo was like, look, that's what we trying to do for you. We trying to tell you not to be involved with Chris Jericho. So I actually get where the 2.0 members are coming from. Dan Garcia looked at him in disgust, like, what are you doing, Sammy? So, and then Chris Jericho, well, Will Ospreay and Don Callis make their way out to the ring, and Chris Jericho makes his way out for the contract signing, and Chris has Sammy in his corner, and they all cool, and I'm like, why, Sammy? You just say you was gonna be there, and you gotta be there in the background. Be like a Sting. Just be there in the background. When Chris Jericho's getting his ass beat, then you come out. You don't gotta come out with him with his entrance. Let him come out alone. I don't know. I didn't like that. So Chris and Will contract signing. Don Callis is on the mic first. He was getting booed out the building. I didn't really hear much what he had to say. He did say that he chose Will Ospreay over Chris Jericho, so I guess it didn't really matter if Chris would have joined or not. He would have still had Will in his back pocket. He chose the future over Chris. And then Will gets on the mic and he fires up. Will has some intensity in his promos. Definitely. I don't know why he was so tense. But he fires up and says that, oh, Chris, bruv, you think this is some kind of vanity project? Are you even taking this serious? This is Wembley Stadium. Or is this some kind of audition for your band to play live at Wembley? For me, bruv, this is everything. Everything. You know, the show before, I'm doing a big indie, and then I'm going to fight. I'm trying to make all the money. It's for my stepson to get him in school. And I'm like, wait, how does he, where are we going now? Will Ospreay was really babyfacing himself right here. Talk about how this is the biggest match of his career. He's going to have his family and friends watching. He's trying to get money for his stepson. He's the stepdad that stepped up. Like, Will Ospreay is babyfacing the hell out of himself. And Chris Jericho fires back like, what? No, this is not no vanity project. This is also my biggest match of my career. Bigger than any WrestleMania. Bigger than any Tokyo Dome. Like, Chris Jericho was really putting it over. Saying that he needs this match. And this match was definitely supposed to take place 2 years ago, but COVID. And he also said that 5 years ago, he called Will Ospreay, telling him to slow down. And if you want the longevity of a Chris Jericho, you gotta slow down. And Will Ospreay actually took his advice. And he talked about, I heard Will Ospreay talking about this before. So I know this true personally. But this match, they got me intrigued. After this, they signed the contract. They got in each other's faces, like a little press conference for real. And they shoved each other. Chris Jericho gave him a right, actually. And then security was breaking it up. Really intensity. They got me to a 7 out of 10 on this match. I'm looking forward to it. Not gonna lie. Even though Chris Jericho is old, even though Will Ospreay isn't gonna do the crazy Will Ospreay stuff, I think Chris Jericho could get something out of this kid. Next, we got that sit down with Adam Cole and Renee. And Adam Cole's background was blue. But in Adam Cole's little promo package, it was all the times that him and MJF were having a good time. They were doing the double clothesline, and Adam Cole was like, yeah, we did that. And then towards the end of the interview, the promo video, it was showing the dissension of Adam Cole and MJF. And Renee was like, well, you see that? What do you think of that? Then Adam Cole just started immediately wilding out Renee. I'm like, what did Renee do? It's like, look, Renee, me and MJF are fine. We're just two friends. We're gonna have this match. Gosh, is there anything? He was so hot about it. So it's seeming like maybe the turn is gonna happen. MJF is gonna turn. Not MJ. Adam Cole is gonna turn. MJF will be the full baby face. I don't know what they're gonna do. I'll let y'all know my predictions, but honestly, I don't really know. At this point, I'm on the game of let's see what they do. Like, I honestly don't even want to predict. I really don't care. I really want to see what they do, though. That's where I'm at. Not at the prediction. I got a prediction for a lot of these matches, but the main event, it's up in the air, definitely. Also, Roddy got on the mic, or got an interview also, and he said that at the end of All Out, we'll see the true colors of MJF and Adam Cole, teasing another Adam Cole heel turn. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe Roddy and the Kingdom come out, and then Adam Cole. This all was a elaborate swerve, and he walks out of Wembley as the AEW champion. I don't know about that one. Next, Tornado Tag. The Mobile Embassy, Swerve and AR Fox versus Darby and Nick Wayne. Oh my God, this match. Tornado Tag, of course. So the match just starts at 100 miles an hour. They're fighting on the floor forever. They doing a million moves. Of course, it's AR Fox and Darby, so of course they're gonna do a million moves. Nick Wayne was getting tortured in this match. Like, it was to a point where AR Fox was literally hitting his whole bag on Nick Wayne, and he kept kicking out. And Swerve was getting pissed off about this. Like, what? And Darby finally comes in, distracts Swerve, distracts Nick Wayne. Not Nick, AR Fox as well. Nick Wayne is able to roll up. So getting hit with 20 different moves. He rolls up AR Fox out of complete nowhere for the coldest finish I've ever seen. The flattest finish I've ever seen. For the 1, 2, 3. And Nick Wayne and Darby, they bail out. And you're like, yeah, let's go. And Swerve gets on the mic. So I'm like, Because I was already like, why is Swerve and AR Fox not winning this match? So they can get at least some heat for that coffin match, right? But Tony Khan decides to do something different. All right. So all the build we did with AR Fox and him going to the Buddy Wayne Academy, beating the hell out of Nick Wayne, all that build, it's just ruined. It's Swerve calls AR Fox, useless. You're the weak link. You always messing up. This was your one chance and you blew it. So Prince Nana handled my light work, and Prince Nana gets on the mic. Look, Fox, you're fired from the mobile embassy. And Brian Cage out of nowhere wipes him out. They got a hit on AR Fox. But then here comes Sting with a bat, and Darby Allin and Nick Wayne, they back out. And they fight off, not fight off, they back away off the heels. And Swerve is still laughing about this. Darby goes to Fox and shakes his hand. He's like, look, Fox, I told you they never cared about you. But you helped me when I was homeless. I'm always going to be here for you. And he hugged it out. 2 weeks of build just thrown down the window. But it's all good. It's all good. Because what happens next? You can't even... you can't think of this stuff. You wouldn't think what would happen next, because Darby asked Swerve, the pay-per-view is this week. What are you going to do now, Swerve? And Swerve like, we always got an idea. And here comes Christian Cage and Luchasaurus. So Darby's collision problems has ran into his Dynamite problems, and they teamed up. And Christian comes out, he gets on the mic, and of course he goes straight to Nick Wayne. And he says that, Nick, I heard you got a father. Your father is dead. And I'm like, oh man. So this is this is Christian Cage's gimmick on AEW. He's just gonna call out dead fathers. I love it. Oh my god. Oh. And he is completely burying Nick Wayne. He talks about how, well, I never knew Buddy Wayne, so it's not like you're gonna have a hard time filling his shoes. And I'm like, yo, you can't say that. Which was crazy is Nick Wayne's mother, his fine ass mother, by the way, is at ringside. Oh my god. So it's gonna be Swerve and Christian versus Sting and Darby in a coffin match at All In. After we was like, AR Fox is gonna get a goddamn match at All In. Tony was like, well, it is AR Fox. Let's get him off this card. Let's replace him with Christian. And you know what? I'm not mad at that. Christian and Darby just had a good match on Collision. I like Christian. He's been putting in good work. He's already had a coffin match this year, though. Well, I guess I don't know. A buried alive match. I don't know what kind of match he had. But Christian and Swerve, it's not bad. Not bad. I like that teaming. I like this change, honestly. Even though storyline, it makes absolutely no sense, but it kind of does, because Darby been feuding with Christian, and it kind of makes sense. It kind of don't. I don't really care. Poor AR Fox, but who cares for AR Fox? Jack Perry segment was supposed to happen, but they got pushed back to Rampage. The women got a little promo. Tony Storm and Britt Baker and Saraya. They're gonna have a match on Rampage, tag team match. Tony Storm and Saraya versus Sheeta and Britt. I thought, why didn't they just have the tag match on Dynamite? That would have made more sense. Get more eyes on the match, eyes on the bill. But no, I guess they want to do more time for that match. They could have made time on this Dynamite, but we'll see. The FTR and Young Bucks face-to-face interview. They respect each other. They ready for this big match. This is the biggest match of their careers. Putting it over both of them. This is their third match. Renee is asking them, is this match about the championships, or is this match about, y'all legacy? And Dax says that, this is always about the AEW belt and this is what we fighting for at the end of the day. But this is also about, our legacy. We really want to see who's the best. And this is how I feed my daughter. And he got into, that's his stick now. I think that's a rib. I think since people been calling that out, I guess he's just gonna do that in every promo. And Matt Jackson's like, here we go again. And you know how you feed your family? It's because of us. And here comes the self-entitled Young Bucks. How do people root for this? Like, how can they say it's because of us? You have a job in AEW. We did it, not y'all. And also, Matt Jackson, complete narcissist, complete out of his ass comment, gonna say, in 20 years, they gonna say, those Young Bucks, we gonna give them their flowers. They are the best tag team of all time. I'm like, Matt, nobody's gonna say that in 20 years. Maybe they might, because they might not know. But still, nobody's going to say the Young Bucks are the greatest tag team of all time. Not now, not then, and not in the future. I promise that. And then they're going to say that all FTR is going to be remembered for is being named by the Young Bucks on their YouTube channel. Sad. A little bit of heat here, a little bit of real life heat here. Their match at Wembley should be good. I don't know if they're gonna main event. I'm guessing Adam Cole and MJF are, but they've been building this match of a main event. We know Cash Wheeler and the gun charger that's been dropped. He's on bail. He got the bail. He can travel. Who knows of the consequences after All In? Will FTR drop the belt? I'm thinking they will, but we'll save that for the prediction. We'll see. Next, Aussie Open versus the Hardys. This went 9 minutes and it got eat up by commercial. Nothing really happened. Aussie Open won. Nobody really wants to see the Hardys, and they can't travel to. Sad, the Hardys can't even travel to England to be a part of the 80,000 spectacle. Sorry for Jeff. Did I talk about that Sky? I didn't even talk about Sky Blue and Ruby Soho. Ruby Soho won. I'm sorry. I didn't watch the match, but Ruby Soho is challenging, calling out Chris Statlander. That's probably going to be a Dynamite match because Chris Statlander is also feuding with Mercedes Martinez. All right. Aussie Open gets on the mic, says that they will still be Ring of Honor champions after 0 hour. MJF and Adam Cole come out. They get into a little brawl. They tease a double clothesline. They don't hit it. MJF has Kyle Fletcher lined up for a super kick. Kyle moves out the way. MJF catches the boot. They stare down. The crowd like, hug it out. And MJF teases something, but he holds up his belt, indicating it's one man for himself. At All In, he walks away. He teases he's going to hit him with a Dynamite Diamond Ring, but he puts it away, hugs it out, and then we go off the air. All In is going to be a good one. I think so. I think All In is going to be a good one. It's going to be at 1, so even if it goes to goddamn 5 o'clock at least, we're not going to be up all night. This is probably going to be the first AEW pay-per-view I watch all the way through because AEW pay-per-views take so long I usually fall asleep during the middle. But we'll see. The crowd is going to be electric. Hopefully 80,000 people in there. I'm out, my Pyromaniacs. Peace.